Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a gameplay video on the Lizard. So I'm going to be taking out quite a bit of champions that you can see while I explain about the champion and tell you where the champion is good, where he is bad, and if you should be ranking him up or no. So let's start off with the champion attributes. It's got like a 3.5 survivability and the damage is 4.5. I really doubt the damage, to be honest, but I think with the power sting damage or the retribution, in other words, the damage is going to be 4.5. He's quite easy to use, quite straightforward, and not really a great defender. Pretty one-dimensional when it comes to utility, so I think the attributes are alright. I still have my doubts on the damage. But anyway, here's a showcase against Nico Minoru. So all I am trying to do here is to make sure that I have enough of those ruptures up and using my striker and heavy attack to make sure they are paused, and then I'm gonna go in with either an Sp2 for a burst. If I really need some crazy burst to like kill off the champion, I'm gonna go off with an Sp3. Now in most cases you have to go off with an Sp3 because that is just enough damage to take out the defender. Like right now I'm using a rank 4 champion, I'm against a rank 3 health bar in a battleground setting, and I will need an Sp3 for that crazy damage when it comes to burst and taking out the opponent. Sp2 I find sometimes is still lacking. Now, having that out of the way, let's talk about Lizard's mechanics. So, the way Lizard works is you want to inflict as many ruptures as possible and maintain them on the opponent, because the ruptures will maximize his damage. Now, the ruptures themselves don't do much damage, but they will inflict a lot of burst damage whenever the opponent will use a special attack. And the way you maximize that is you use a special one while you dex on the dash in of the opponent, so you get a buff on yourself, and with that extra fervor you are going to apply more of those ruptures. Once you have those ruptures, you can pause them by using a heavy attack while the defender is not stunned. So either using a striker or at the end of a special attack you can use that just like that, and that is going to pause. You can see that gray button with the pause icon on it, and you can use that timing to build up to your Sp2 or Sp3, whichever one you like, and that once you throw that out with all of those extra ruptures, is going to deal all of that crazy damage. So a quick summary: attack and inflict ruptures, occasional heavy on a non-stunned opponent for a pause personal buff, and the ruptures will deal damage when the opponent activates a special attack, kinda like power sting, and the special attack will inflict retribution, and you can gain fervor with Sp1 for extra ruptures, and Sp2 and Sp3 are like the cash out to do extra damage depending how much extra damage you need. I would say always go for an Sp3 because that is much more easier to deal with. Now, having that out of the way, there are some matchups that Lizard can do outside of the class advantage, and one of them is going to be your Onslaught. It doesn't look like it in the beginning, but the good thing is that Lizard is all about physical damage and he's going to apply all of those ruptures. So you can use that, and also there's a lot of regen that you can use, and there's also unstoppable and unblockable after the special attacks, so that can work out super well. And not to mention, when there are ruptures applied on your defender, in our case it's going to be Onslaught, they're also going to work as power stings along with the retribution, so he does make up a really good counter for Onslaught. Now this is a rank 4 Sig 200 Lizard, I want to caveat with that, but then I think he is a good counter to champions like Onslaught and some other crazy defenders that are a bit difficult to deal with, that is outside the class. But having said that out of the way, the healing factor is amazing if you're not facing a skilled champion, so make sure you keep a lookout on that. And speaking of which, I'm going to explain you about what are the stat focuses that you need for this champion, so let's jump into that. Now, speaking about stat focuses, we know that he regens a lot, so the recommended stat focus is going to be your rejuvenation, so your healing is increased, and that's going to help you out with the extra healing whenever you get hit. And the other one is going to be when it comes to your defensive, block proficiency is the way to go, because you are supposed to like bait a lot of heavies and then use your heavy attack to pause those ruptures, so block proficiency will help you quite a bit. Now when it comes to Relic, there are quite a few different options that you can use. So the first one can be either Hulk or Spider-Man 2099, because the physical vulnerability on it synergizes really well with the physical burst of the damage you apply on the opponent with your special attacks, and that also empowers your SP2. So Hulk and Spider-Man Relic would be amazing. Or you can go with like a vanilla one that is going to be Ant-Man that I am using, because the power staying with 2 synergy is going to be super powerful. So you can also use those Ant-Man relics and they are going to work super well. And if you need extra block proficiency, you can always go for Captain America Infinity War relic. That is also going to be good. So it depends on you what kind of a relic you want to use, and you're going to go forward with that. Now, that is all about the champion. What are the best ways to use him? You can use his healing ability to your advantage. Just make sure that you don't go against a skill champion that is going to be annoying to deal with, and that's natural with a class disadvantage. Now, having that out of the way, there is also going to be immunity to poison when there is going to be a buff on you, and there's also rejuvenate that keeps healing you up. So, having explained all of that, I'm sure you're looking at a lot of the fights I've just done. He is very a bit, I won't say smooth, but he's very clunky to play with. Like, you know, his attacks are like very like heavy, and at first when you look at the champion, you feel like, you know what, the damage should be enough, one SP2 should be enough. I would say don't use an SP2 if the defender is not between 30 to 25% health, then mostly an SP2 will knock out. But if you're looking for like a big knockout, like 35 to 40% HP, use an SP3 with as many ruptures as possible with Retribution, and you're gonna see that crazy damage coming out of Lizard. Amazing champion, really well designed. He takes about most of the mistakes in the game. He does really well. With a little bit of practice, you can also take out those pesky ones, for example like Kindred, that can be also taken care of. But he takes out most of your mystic defenders, the difficult ones also. So your Ebony-Maw, your Nico Minorus, your destroyers. Another thing that I forgot to mention is that he has also Wither when the opponent is on 2 bars of power. So Destroyer, that he goes into a crazy power gain, all of that is stopped and reversed because of Wither, because at 2 bars of power the defender is going to be inflicted with Wither. So that also works super well against a defender like Destroyer. He can take out your Sasquatch, he can take out your Man-Thing, he can take out basically all of your Mystic class. So what's my verdict on it? Why would I rank him up? Would I take him to rank 4 straight up? I would say I would. He's a really solid champion with some really good uses, and he can take some fights out of the class advantage as well. So I would definitely go for a rank 3, but not for a rank 4, to be honest. I'll just keep him on the side once I feel like, you know, I need an extra help in the science class. That is the time when I will take him to a rank 4, but other than that, I think he is a very solid rank 3 champion, where you have so many other great science champions that can do well on rank 4. So for me, Lizard is a rank 3 champion, good on the roster, that you might find using him very often in Alliance War or your Battleground. So yeah, rank 3 it is, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. I'm gonna leave you with the fights of Ebony-Maw and another one at the end. So check that out and leave a comment in the video. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about Lizard, and if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more such videos, I would love to do them for you. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next video that is going to be the Alliance War Showcase. Bye.